Hello, hello. Today I felt inspired to talk to you guys about a topic that's like really something that you have to sort of dig into your heart and feel. Um, the other day I was scrolling on Facebook and I fell on one of my friend's posts, Anita Teresa, and she had this, she always does like these kind of punchy little snippets of goodness. And I was just like, wow, there's something really profound in these words. And I really read them and took them in, and I'm going to read them for you today to just experience as well, like they're an opening for something. It's a door that you go into, and it opens up into a world. And it says, grieving is an expression of great pathos. It's erotic and life giving, the opposite of pathology. Now, I won't claim that I necessarily know exactly everything this is trying to, uh, point to. And I was, chewing on it and trying to figure out what it means. And I even got Anita to, um, give me some references of books to read because I was like, this is exciting. But this is what landed in myself and in my heart, in my soul. And I just wanted to share why I think it's so profound. Um, I think one of the things here with grieving is an expression of great pathos. It's erotic and life giving. When you really take on grief and go into this kind of experience of moving through these feelings that are intense and emotional and that are almost beyond, our control. If we allow them to come in and be experienced, they are erotic and life-giving. They give so much power. And not doing that brings in pathology, so brings in sickness. And I think it's really important, and I wanted to talk about it in terms of like even thinking about it in terms of a breath. Um, if we take, for instance, someone comes and punches us in the stomach and we're winded, and we kind of don't breathe deeply anymore. And just imagine staying in that state of breathlessness after, like almost like if your diaphragm and your heart and your stomach kind of stayed a little contracted because it's like not safe to come back out anymore. So when you're actually breathing, you sort of do this kind of half breath, and then you start living in this half breath. And for me, the process of grieving is experiencing what is the thing that actually created that contraction and being able to feel it so that you can release the pain again, so that the breath can be full and embodied once more. And so if you go around your life living in this half breath, like imagine the kind of world that you're creating with this half breath, this half live, this half, maybe you're always a little bit in a state of fear. But if you go in there and experience again whatever's there, whatever's in the way of letting your breath open up again, and you find that pathway and release whatever charge is there and open it up again, then the breath can deepen, the breath can open up again. And there again, you're living your full potential, your full oxygen can go through your body, can be accessed to wake up every part of your brain, every part of your heart, every part of your blood system. And I think one thing that really excited me was, and who brought her, the attention to this with her quote, was that it's something I've been trying to put words on, to communicate, that sometimes in our society, we want the bling bling, we want this amazing thing that, a list of things that you can get from so-and-so product or whatever. But we often don't realize that to get to these great places, we have to go into this more soul-searching experience to create more space, because all our life experiences have, if they're not grieved or not processed, and as I was mentioning in this little thing here that I wrote up beside my little image here, that's the little talking box, is that we can easily kind of get used to this place and basically accept living in this really smaller box because we don't want to admit to ourselves that there's something that's hurting, or we don't want to have to feel those feelings, or yeah, that we just want to always jump to the thing that seems easy and beautiful, and but we play at this kind of half breath place. So to actually reclaim that full breath means going into these places. And yeah, the reason why I'm so excited about this is that in the process, for me, of really reclaiming one's sexual energy, which is really ultimately our life force, our capacity to fully live and fully create, and our fully accessing our power, all these beautiful things, comes from being able to tackle on some of the bigger, more difficult conversations. And that's what I intuited when I created the Incubator and the Sex Up Your Life book, to help people go into some of the places that we kind of try to avoid at all costs. But actually, in the process of going in there and feeling and exploring, we allow ourselves that space again to open up. And what I find really even more exciting is that it's possible to do this through a creative process. So we don't have to just be lying on our bed and talking to our shrinks, but that there's a process that we can go and mine up the different things lurking inside of us, the different, things that hurt us, the different things that we've experienced, the different things that excite us, or we're disappointed, or rejections, or whatever it is that stays there and sort of, yeah, brings us into that half breath, right? So, and to be able to jump in and find these words and find these ways of playing with it and dancing with it and letting it come into a creation actually allows us to honor it and to give space to these more difficult sometimes things, emotions or experiences to address. But the experience of honoring them with this creative process then actually has this unfreezing capacity. It thaws it out, it opens it up, and it makes room again. And so, yeah, I just wanted to say how excited I'm so excited that this theme has come into my awareness, so I can explain it to you, and really invite you, if you feel that that you're carrying all kinds of different things that are kind of limiting your life, limiting your breath, and that you can often see this unprocessed grief or unprocessed emotions when things and patterns in our lives just keep on repeating, and you sort of feel like, and I've definitely experienced these in my life, you sort of feel like you think you got the key and you've unlocked it, but then somehow it shows up again, in another way. And you just realize that, there's something that's still lurking there that hasn't been fully embraced, fully heard, fully taken care of. And so my invitation is come into the Incubator on this 12-week process, co-creative Incubator, where we take on the conversation and sex up your life. And we really take on all these deeper things that we're carrying that get in the way of this beautiful life force that wants to be fully serving you like oxygen in one's body, like a full breath going through your whole body. It wants to do its job. It wants to give you that full radiance, right? So yes, I wanted to take a moment for that and invite you in. And it's really an honor to watch people go through this process. It's almost like, there's some words in French that just work so much better than in English, I'm sorry to say, and likewise the other way too. But in French, there's this word called apprivoiser, and it's kind of the big theme of the book of Le Petit Prince de Saint-Exupéry. And Le Petit Prince and the fox, there's a scene where the fox and the Petit Prince, and they learn to apprivoiser. They learn to, in English, it would be kind of like to Dompter means to tame, in a way, this animal, this wild animal, by going to visit it. But this is how we have to be with our different experiences. We have to go in and tame those wild experiences that we carry in our body, those wild feelings, those wild things that we didn't want to feel. But we have to go back there and have create a new relationship with them and free them and give them a space to express themselves. So this is the genius in the incubator. It's this beautiful place of expression, um, of accessing our soul life in a way that you probably wouldn't know how to do just on your own. But there's something magical that happens in this group space and in the prompts that I give that allow you to access things and to start playing and taming and apprivoiser this part of yourself that needs to reopen, that needs to let that bigger breath in. So I'm going to finish with that, but we're starting on the 11th of November, and we go for 6 weeks before Christmas, and then after another 6 weeks. And we meet on Wednesdays for 2 hours and a half, and it involves also some reading that you do to prep for this meeting. And it brings a quality of richness and engagement and connection that is very unique. And it's open to men, to women, to all genders, and all experiences and all cultures. We love it when people come with so many different points of view, because that's what enriches our soul experiences. So we love it. So I'm just going to say thank you for listening to me today, and looking forward to being in contact. Talk to you soon. Bye.